So you actually can have it all. Everything that you want, anything that you want, anything that you can imagine. And your purpose, your job in this lifetime is to expand your desire, to expand it to as big as you can make it. And even if you want to be a billionaire, that's not enough. Even if you want to be a president of a country, that's not enough. You want to expand your desire to the lengths that it can go. And so what is the biggest desire? What is the most grand desire? The most grand desire is to merge with the light of the Creator, to merge with God, to live as God, right? And so how do we actually achieve this? Well, we achieve this by living like the Creator. So this is a process of merging your own soul with that of God's. And this can take you as many years as you want it to take you. You are in control of this process. You are in control of this learning process. It is a transformation. It requires a transformation of the soul, because the soul has certain lessons here that it needs to learn. It has certain karmas that it needs to burn, and the soul has to go through a process of actually dying, death of the soul, in order to be reborn. And this only happens when we face our challenges and our problems in life head on. Instead of running from the things that make us uncomfortable and the things that turn us to addiction or escapism, instead we realize that we are the creator even of the experiences that we are experiencing now, because everything is energetic momentum. So let's say you're experiencing something negative now, it's just energetic momentum or karma from something previously that you have done that now you are paying back for, right? So if you learn the lesson, if you actually pass the test that the discomfort is trying to teach you, you evolve. The soul evolves. And so when the soul evolves and expands, we call this process of expansion. It goes through a transformation, and little by little, it is able to, as you say yes to these lessons more and more, little by little, you are able to become more and more merged with the light of the Creator. So you have to make this your aim, your desire, right? And then the world is yours. You can have anything that you want because you are living as God, Before Jesus, there was no Christianity, right? So Christianity, Judaism, all these religions happened much, much after the philosophy that actually came to be, the philosophy that was actually taught. So religion formed after the fact. So we base our life off of the premise of religion. And we have all these little traditions that are imbued within religion that we follow, which is perfect. But at the same time, if we kind of understand the base truth behind each and every religion, and how ultimately we have to desire the right thing in order to get our material desires, then we understand that it's very simple, and that all we need to do is simply understand, or seek to understand, the personality of the Creator, the light of the Creator, the actions of the Creator, how the Creator thinks, how the Creator acts, what processes he kind of allows to happen or sets into motion. These are universal laws and universal truths, which physics illustrates, science illustrates, right? And so when we spend time studying the Creator and getting to know the Creator, then we can understand the light that is the Creator, and we can seek to become like the Creator. We can seek to merge with the light of the Creator. In all that we do, we are producing creation. So it is not wrong to desire. A lot of traditions and philosophies and religions will teach you that you should give up your desire, right? And so this leads to chaos, because people instead choose to stifle their desires, and then they succumb to all kinds of repressed feelings, even depression, addiction in other ways, overcompensation, things like that. So you don't want to not desire, right? Because desire is natural. You want to desire, and as soon as you feel the desire controlling you, you want to let go of it. This is conscious creation. Because as soon as you let go of the desire and leave it up to universal forces, it can actually come in unexpected ways. You can see miracles every single day. And you begin to understand the communication of the light of the Creator. You begin to understand the communication of the divine. You begin to see it in front of you. There have been reports of people, turning off the news and even like meditating, not speaking for 7 days on end, and they'll see angels, they'll begin to see cosmic beings, because actually, if you learn how to control two things in the body, the mouth and the sexual organs, then you can, you begin to receive the evidence of the light of the Creator, because you are not hijacking your system with outer stimuli. Simultaneously, you are not giving away energy. See, when we speak, we give away energy. When we give out sexual energy in any way, whether it's through with a partner or with ourselves, we give away energy. So it's wasted energy, right? And so when we don't waste this energy, either through speech or through, just eating anything, then we can actually preserve it. And energy that is preserved can take a form within the body. It has an attachment to a physical vessel now. It's not just wasted energy. Because when energy goes out, it has to take a form, right? So it takes some form. And when we give out energy in different ways, through over speaking a lot, even giving somebody advice that they didn't ask for, even sharing certain information that is sacred, when we just talk and give out energy, it takes unprecedented forms in different ways that cannot be helpful to our manifestations or to our creations. That is why also, it's imperative that we give information to the right people. We give advice to the right people. We don't just give advice to somebody who will not either take it, or who will misuse it, or who has not asked for it. Very important. Because we are conscious creators, right? So speech is very important. So there are various ways to consciously create. First, we create through desire, then through thought, then through speech, and then lastly through action. So each of these stages has a correlating manifestation power or potency. So any desire that we have will immediately produce a thought, and any thought that we have can produce speech. That is where we have to stop it, right? Can produce speech, which leads to action. That is why, we don't engage at all in evil speech. So what is evil speech? Evil speech is when you condemn another person or speak badly about another person, or anything actually. It does not even have to be a person. If you engage in condemnation of any type of creation, there immediately exists a counterbalance, right? So then what happens is you receive the karmic blowback or the karmic effect for that speech, because speech is traveling thought. It is thought that has turned into form. So that is why you'll notice that if you stop talking badly about people, your life will change. Or if you stop speaking badly about anything, speaking negatively about anything, your life will change. Because you're no longer allowing these manifestations, these negative emanations to go and take form. You're not creating ghosts, right? You're not creating negative apparitions of your own thought. So let's say, because I've had questions about this. Let's say you are just thinking negatively about something or someone. Is that bad? Is that like something, because nobody can hear your thoughts, right? So is that bad? What will happen if you do that? Is that still a manifestation? Yes, it's still a manifestation, but it is a lesser manifestation than if you were to speak it. So you have a negative thought, quickly catch it and reframe it, right? Work to reframe it. That is how we heal our thought processes as well. You can heal and shift mindsets, and thereby adopting new belief systems that are healthy about yourself, others, and the world, because yourself, others, and the world are the same. They're the same. Okay, there's no difference. This is really important for conscious creation and for manifestation, because if we were to just speak negatively, right, and manifest negativity, wherever we manifest negativity, there cannot exist prosperity. There's only lack. Okay, because there's suddenly a energetic discord that has occurred, and so there has to be some counterbalance for the negative discord that has created, so you will see lack in those certain areas of your life. So let's say this is why it's important to bless your exes, right? To bless your ex-friends, to bless people that have been in your life. Because when we bless them, then we are acknowledging all the good that they did for us. But when we condemn anybody, we cannot receive from them. We cannot receive the good that they have given us. And it inherently does a disservice to us, and it does a disservice to them because their efforts have been wasted, right? So very important to always bless your exes, bless people in your life, bless your ex-friends, because then you are able to receive the good that they have done for you, and vice versa. They're also able to receive the good that you have done for them or could do for them in the future. Okay? Extremely important. And yes, so now I want to talk about the concept of wealth. So wealth actually happens wherever we give. So how can we give should be our main question, right? How can we provide to other people? How can we serve? And so whenever we bring people together, connect people together, whenever we create something new for ourselves, for others, for society, wealth is born, right? Whenever we patch up a relationship in the family, wealth is born. Because we are inviting positive energy into the lives of others, into our own life. And so then wealth has a chance to propagate. But if we do not heal relationships, if we do not unite people, if we seek to hoard, right, then we are existing in lack. And so only lack can further come from any situation that we are involved in, number one. And number two, only lack is attracted to us because like attracts like. So we have a vibration of lack. A lack vibration will stick to us. It'll magnetize to us. You'll have problems that you have to solve constantly. So all of your energy will be wasted in, random little inconveniences. And it's taking your time, stealing your time. It's a form of lack because you are vibrating in lack. For me personally, I have had instances in my life where I would vibrate at pure unconditional love and reciprocity, friendship, optimism, hope, inventiveness, creativity. And my relationships would prosper, my business would prosper, my family would prosper. But when I was in those periods of my life where I was in depression, sadness, anger, especially anger, I would have like car problems and this problem and that problem, and I was not able to see success in anything. So very important to kind of scan where your mood is, how you feel, and what's going on inside of your thoughts, what's going on inside of your inner home, because your inner home will reflect your outer home. If you've ever visited somebody's house and it's super cluttered, super messy, it's a reflection of what's going on inside in their mental state. Now I want to talk about receiving and the concept of receiving and why it is important to learn how to both give and receive. When we know how to give and receive, we have an open channel for abundance to reach us and for us to simultaneously provide abundance to others. And the more we provide, the more it comes back to us, right? So if you want to live a happy, healthy, comfortable, and prosperous life, you have to learn how to both give and receive. So when you go into the house of a host or a hostess and they offer you something, they offer you food, right? And you refuse it, you are not able to give them a chance to serve you. And so you block both your blessings and their blessings because this host or hostess wants to serve you. They want to give to you. It is an opportunity for them to give to you, to serve you. So when you accept the food, you are accepting the opportunity. When you accept the food, you are opening the channel for you to receive and also for them to receive. So it's a win-win. Now, let's say you were to just go into the house of the host and start raiding their fridge because you were super hungry. And the host was like, why did you begin raiding my fridge? I don't understand. And you tell them, well, I was really hungry. They're going to be unhappy that you did that because number one, obviously it's invasive, okay? But also number two, it does not give them a chance to serve you. People want to serve others. We do. And when we don't have the ability to, we feel stuck, we feel blocked, we feel unhappy, unproductive, unprosperous. We want to give to people. So when we actually have the ability to give, it is a great blessing to us. It feels very good, right? And so simultaneously, when we receive from somebody, it doesn't matter what it is, even if you're not hungry and you still say yes to the food, you are opening your own channels of reception. You are allowing yourself to receive, even if it wasn't a need, even if it wasn't an immediate need for you, that food. But because you have received it, you are now going to be more likely and more easily able to receive other things in your life because that energetic channel is open. So, very, very important. I know that for a lot of individuals, it's difficult for them to receive because we have been raised in a society. Some of us, we've been raised in family dynamics where receiving was not natural. And instead, we had to work really hard for things. We had to work really hard to earn our ability or our right to receive, especially in today's global economy. In today's global economy, it is taught that you have to work really, really hard to be able to receive money. So that mindset is carried on into our relationships. It's carried on everywhere because we begin to treat everything like a transaction, right? And so this is where we do not allow space for miracles to happen or we reject completely the idea of a miracle. Or we don't even know what that could look like, right? Because we're so used to transactions. We're so used to transactional moments. We're so used to, okay, if I give you something, what are you going to give me in return? What am I going to get in return, right? But let's say you got nothing in return and you just give, what do you think will happen then? Well, you would be given back. Maybe not from that person, maybe from another person. The universe has to compensate for you. That is why the more you expand yourself and the more even that you expand your desires, what you want is valid for you. It is available to you, and you having the desire that you want that specific thing is proof enough already for you that it is going to happen for you, that it is destined for you, that it is saved for you specifically. Because if you did not have the desire in the first place, then there would be no forethought for it. There would be no manifestation of it. You're already experiencing it. You're supposed to experience it. Some people really want loving relationships, right? And they have a desire for it, for their soulmate, to meet their soulmate, because it is already queued up for them. So because they already do have it in another time space, it is only natural that the desire has to precede it. It's just like before we were born into a physical vessel, there was a desire that preceded our birth, right? Because that is the natural order of things. So your desire is essentially just reverse engineering the experience of you having that thing. Some people desire fame, and they desire it to such a degree that it's almost as if they really resonate with the frequency of fame, like on a soul level. And so it is because they already have it. When they do eventually have it in the 3D, they will see it as a past experience. But because they cannot see it yet, they may think that the desire is out of reach or it's not going to happen or something, but anything can change today. Anything can change in 5 minutes. We hold things off with our pretend belief, with our belief really, that it has to happen later. So we delay our success, our fortune. Even when we engage in evil speech, we spread our energy, our attention everywhere, we are delaying our progress. You see, but if we can be very focused in one direction forward on our fame, if that's what we want, or on our lover, and vibrating at that feeling of, it's mine, and I'm excited, I'm so excited for it, right? Then it would arrive, the physical 3D proof, let's say, would arrive much faster. Your manifestations are already happening. Because everything exists at the same time. It's not that everything is happening at the same time, because happening denotes a beginning and an end. So no, there's nothing that begins or ends. Everything exists at the same time. And you may have to really meditate on that one, because in order to understand how everything exists at the same time, you have to kind of break your own perception of time a little bit. But that is the truth, that everything exists at the same time. So that is why when we have desires, we should not hold off on our desires. That's why you hear people in their 50s, 60s saying, oh, you know, I regret that I couldn't do that. I wish I could have done that. You chose a more comfortable path. You may have even chosen to bypass a desire because you thought it was not feasible or attainable for you. You are the creator, don't you see? So any path you choose is the right path. Anything you go after is the right thing. That's why we should never have regrets about anything, never have guilt about anything. If you actually understand the way the creator thinks and feels, God does not have guilt. God does not have regret, right? That is why it is important for people to really learn how the creator acts, because there's nothing, even if you were to really live like the creator, which we must if we really want to live a prosperous life and attain all of our desires, which should be many, right? If we really study how the creator thinks, we would understand that the creator has no negativity towards anybody, only love. There's nothing to feel guilty about in the first place, and so the creator cannot feel guilt. Don't you see? Because there's no action. There has been no action that has decided guilt. So when we live this way, when we understand, well, it's really coming back to who we are, because who we are part and parcel of God. We are part and parcel of the creator. So when we understand that there is no reason for us to feel guilt or shame, and we start living like God, we actually stop creating actions that elicit guilt or shame in the first place. And so guilt, shame, anger, these emotions that are quite negatively vibrating, that open up spaces for lack, they go from our life completely. And we only have positivity, love, abundance, joy, you know.